Hello friends, I welcome you all to this online session of a compulsory English BSc Part First. In the last few sessions, we were discussing Satish K. Tripathi's convocation speech, putting data to effective use, that he has delivered at IIT Kanpur on 27 June 2016. So, as I told you, and even in introduction to Satish K. Tripathi, we learn that he is a data scientist and he know well about data science and the use of data. So he is giving us an insight that he has developed throughout his career, throughout his life as a data scientist, as a teacher of data science. So, and this is a very important one, and this is not only for any specific branch of science, but it is in fact for everyone. We should understand it, we should think about it, we should realize the dream, realize the insight he wants to transfer us through this convocation speech. So far in this essay, or so far in this convocation speech, we have learned that today's world is known as a world of a knowledge. On a single click, we have an ample data on any subject, and it is downloadable at any place by anyone. It can be accessed. So today's world is known as the world of information technology, world of data science, world of information, world of knowledge. Uh, as most of the people living, despite of living in urban or rural areas, were given a free access to a huge data, and we also learn that every year near about 8 gigabyte of data is produced, and we are out of, or we lack in capacity to sort it, categorize it, and put it to an effective use. So we don't have that kind of intellectual capacity, we don't have that kind of intellectuals who can put data for to effective use for a common purpose. So this is what Satish K. Tripathi wants to tell to these IIT graduates. He wants to appeal them that they should think in this direction. They should think to put the data to an effective use. They should consider to sort it or develop an analytical ability to analyze this data and bring up new discoveries and valuable insights in it. And when we develop valuable insights and discoveries in the data that we have, we can use it for different purposes. You can see that, and it is, one can understand that a magical kind of, I am not saying it is actually magic, but magical kind of data we can receive through the tools and techniques of data science. In the last session, we also learned that Microsoft scientists have demonstrated early diagnosis of a pancreatic cancer by analyzing search engine queries. So this is also very interesting thing that we learned in the last session. So let's now read the remaining part of this mm, convocation speech and try to understand the insight of Satish K. Tripathi. So the amount of a new technical information is doubling every 2 years, which means that keeping the curriculum relevant and timely is a great challenge in every field, especially the STEAM fields. So this is also very interesting thing to note that every year you can see the new technical information is doubling, and as a result of that we have to keep, it is in fact challenge in front of contemporary academia to keep the curriculum relevant and timely, because you can see the technology, the tool, the software we were using today will be, we will have a very developed technique or software tomorrow. So this is what very gradually rapidly changing scenario, and this is not only in the field of computer, but this is in fact a matter, this is in fact the situation in every field of academics. So So everything is changing, and this speed of the change is drastic. So if we want to keep it with it, we should be very alert. So this is what he is suggesting. That is not to say that what you learn in your first year here at IIT Kanpur is already obsolete. So this is also happening with the syllabus that we were learning in a BSc. So what we were learning in a BSc part first or BSc part two, basically we were learning very basic things. We were not learning very advanced things, but this IIT Kanpur student, you can see they were at the tip or the point of new research, new things, and as a result of that, you can see what they have learned in their first year of IIT Kanpur will be absolute in the end of their degree. So this is what is the scenario, and this scenario is not only with the IIT Kanpur, but this scenario is with every higher educational institute in the nation. So this is what is important thing we should understand, and for that purpose, as I am telling you again and again, you should not think only in terms of textbook and examination. You should think in terms of understanding the situation, understanding the science, understanding, learning the basic things, and going for the innovation. And we can do it when we read, we listen, we watch on television, on internet, on radio, and try to understand the people who were navigating all this change. So this is what the important thing we and this is in fact a very bad tendency of a Indian students. What they generally do, they generally confined to their textbooks that is prescribed to them. Most of even the science and technology engineering students or other students from other technical branches, you can see what they do. They were not even reading the textbook. What they were doing, they were only reading the chapter that is prescribed to them. Satish K. Tripathi is speaking about a interdisciplinary scenario, multidisciplinary space that is already created by the data. You can see in the last session we learned about how Microsoft scientist is understanding or diagnosing early pancreas cancer with the help of the queries sent by the user. So this is what you can see is a multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary kind of research. We should go for that. And what we were doing, we were delimiting ourselves, we were restricting ourselves within a topic that is prescribed to us. So this we should not do. When a topic is prescribed to us, you should go to YouTube, you should go to the National Library where near about 4 crore of books, videos were available, and 4 crore 60 lakh books were available the on this National Library platform. You should go there, you should see the textbook, relevant notes, you should sort out and understand the topic and its contemporaneous. So this is what the important thing we should understand when we were reading in a learning in a BSc part 1. So from this essay also, from this convocation speech also, this is a message to us that we should not remain restricted in the textbook that is prescribed to us, but we should go beyond that. We should go for the reference books, we should go for the new research in the field, and we should think the topic from beginning to the end. So this is what we absolutely not doing in a reality. So although you feel that all these things are very ideal, but this is the word, this is the way, this is the key of a success. But it does mean that even more than what you have learned, how you learn and approach problem is incredibly important. So this is what is the important thing. What you learn actually and how you face the problem that you have to solve is the important thing. Attitude, approach is important. And the expertise you have gained here at IIT Kanpur has prepared you well to be nimble in the face of rapid changes. Of course, yes, we should think in terms of it changes. If we were an expert in a specific field, we should update ourselves, we should update our knowledge, our technique, and then only it is possible for us to entitle ourselves as a expert from that specific field. So this is what the important thing he is giving us. Then first, in an increasingly global world, your ability to make connections, to engage with and learn from diverse perspectives will be key to your success. So this line is very important line in this convocation speech. What he is saying, he is making us aware that we were living in increasingly global world. So everything is connected. You can see if you go to the UGC JSTOR, which is also available on our campus, you will find out more than 3,000 journals all over the world is connected to this portal. And a researcher, for example, if you are working on a thin film technology in physics, and if you put this topic or subject in that JSTOR, this JSTOR search engine will sort out different kinds of research carried out on this particular topic. So you can understand that world is becoming a small one. It is shrinking, and it is creating, or it is also transforming us into a global citizen. So we are access to all these things. We can use all these things, and for that purpose you can see he is saying, he is making us aware that we were increasingly in a global world. What we are doing today, and as we are a student of a BSc part first, living in a Palus, in a Sangli district, we were thinking that we were living in a rural area. So you can understand that in this global world, where the world is turned into a global, new terminology is used by scientists in humanities. You can understand this. What is this global? Global means this global. The concept, the terminology has decreased or has breached the difference between rural and urban. So there is no difference. There is no category as a rural and urban. So you can see what urban student get, similar thing you can achieve in a Palus. So this is what or you can gain through this internet in very short time, and very easy access is given to us. So the first thing that he wants to make us aware is that we were living in increasingly a global world. So this is what he is suggesting us. So we should be aware of that. Most of us, we were not aware of that. If I ask you, some of the students, to go to Sangli and bring so and so from so and so shop, you will ask your friends, your peers, your elders to accompany you to go to Sangli, or accompany you to go to Kolhapur. So this is what we were. We were not that much confidence to go by own and purchase what is asked. So this is what is the situation. We were not thinking in terms of a global world. We were restricted ourselves within a safe zone that we have created in our home. We have created on our campus. So your ability. So this is the first, in an increasingly global world, your ability to make connections. So this is also very important thing. Make connections. Without making connections, it is impossible to get a success. Today's world is a world of integrated efforts. If we want to gain a success, you can understand that it requires an integrated efforts. If we want to design a new car, what we will require many things. We will require engineer, we will require a automobile scientist, we will require uh, government officials. So many things we will require if we want to design a new car. And so this is the world of an integrated efforts. We should go for an integrated efforts, and we can make it uh, when we connect ourselves with the world. This is the very important thing that Satish K. Tripathi is putting forward to our conscience, that we should make the connections. Without making connections, if we restrict ourselves in a small world that we have created in our residence or in our campus, you can see we will living in an isolation on an island. and this island will always be deprived from the opportunities. So if we want opportunities and if we want to realize this opportunity in success, we should go for integrated efforts. So this is an important thing that he is giving a suggestion that we should make the connections. We should think, even as you are a BSc student, you may see that how can I connect myself to a world. You should read the articles, you should think about your genuine interest, and from that point of view, from that perspective, you should read it, you should connect with the experts that in that field, and you should choose what you want to do. And when you choose early what you want to do, you can create connection and you can very easily uh, become a successful entrepreneur or a successful scientist or successful corporate or anything you want to do. So your ability to make exchanges, sorry, connections, to engage with and learn from diverse perspectives, this is also important thing. As I told you, what we were doing, we were only restricting ourselves to the syllabus that is prescribed to us by the university. And this Satish K. Tripathi is suggesting us that we should learn from different perspectives. We were never think in that term. We never think that we should learn from different perspectives. What is prescribed to us, we were only reading that. We were not reading anything else. We were not reading extra. We were many times even, it is a very bad habit that we have developed throughout our schooling, that we always think in terms of option. So if it is not, if we can put certain topics to an option in the examination, we definitely put it and concentrate on only those topics that we can solve or which are very easy to understand. So this is what we have developed, because we were no more a student but the exam, the persons who were addicted to examinations. So this is what we were doing. So we should learn from diverse perspectives. Even for example, if you are reading a textbook of a this uh, chemistry or physics or botany, you can see the every topic you will get thousands of uh, videos, thousands of research paper, thousands of notes on internet. Only thing is that you should access it, browse it for that purpose. All of we, I am not saying that we were unaware of this power of the internet, but what we were doing with this power of internet, we were not using it for effect, for the certain purposes. We were using it for entertainment purposes. So this is what WhatsApp. So our engagement in a social media, you can see we will investing a very significant time, in fact, uh, to this particular field. So this is what the important thing we should understand. We should connect ourselves to the world. We should connect. We should engage with and learn from diverse perspectives. This is also important, and this is the key to success. So this is what he is suggesting us, that we should learn from different perspectives. This is the thing that we should consider, and we should adapt it in our real life. So, and your education at IIT Kanpur, a global leader in higher education, has prepared you well for this. So, this is what he is praising to the graduates uh, who were present for this convocation ceremony at IIT Kanpur in 2016. So, this is the first point he has raised in front of us, make us aware that we were living in an increasingly global world. Second thing he is focusing is that in an increasingly information driven world, analytical talents like yours will be great demand. So this is what the second thing that he is putting forward, that analytical talent is very important thing today. What we were doing, we were only accepting the knowledge that is already created. We were not analyzing the thing. And this is the very important barrier, that we were not the innovators. We were only the purchasers. We only purchased the innovations. We were not creating our own car. We were not designing our own engines. But what we were doing, we were purchasing the new engines. What we have did today, As this is the world of globalization, we have created the image of a uh, big market. India is a big market. For India is, you can see ample customers. So this is what, you are not a producer, but you are just a customers. And very proudly we say that India is a very big market. So that is not the thing that we should proud about. So this is in fact, we should think in terms that India should be a producer. You should bring up with a new idea that world should follow. So this is what the second thing he is giving to us. So in this increasingly information driven world, analytical talent like yours, that is the IIT graduates, will be great demand. So we should understand this in this, that analytical talents will be in a great demand in this information driven world. So this is what the second thing he is speaking about. So we will stop here and continue the same in the next session. Read this is convocation speech very carefully, because it is very important for you also. He is giving you certain practical tips to be a successful. So we will stop here and continue the same in the next session. Thank you for listening.